Tarot is for fun and entertainment purposes only. Use your own discernment. Timestamps included for your convenience. See you in the video. Good morning, my beautiful stars. I hope you're all well. It is now the 5th of May. I've just been sitting and playing with the cards a little bit, and I wanted to know, has Harry got a mistress? And I shuffled the cards and I played with the cards, and it just didn't want to make sense. It was just not giving me a concise answer. It was just giggly goggly goog. The only thing that stood out, the very first card that I pulled out was the devil. And then I can't remember the second card, but then in the middle of it was Harry. And the rest of them just didn't make sense. So I thought, okay, if the cards do this, then it is clearly telling me that I need to rephrase the question. So I'm going to rephrase the question, and he agrees with me that I need to rephrase the question. As I was saying, so I'm going to rephrase the question. But I'm first going to put it out to the members community and ask them what they think about it. And depending on the answer that I'm going to get from them, I will then release this video. Okay. Seeing that the cards didn't tell me that he's got a mistress or a lady friend or whatever, and I made a little bit of a slip in a video where I had a Freudian and I called him the Duchess, if that is a hint to this whole thing. Does Harry go both ways? But does Harry have a preference for male counterparts? That is the question that I'm asking. I'm not going to say that he's gay. I'm not going to say anything in those. I'm just going to say he could be bi. Who knows? And I don't care. Who cares? What he is and what he does or whatever else. But that could explain a lot. That could really explain a lot. And for me to have a slip, that something slipped out like that when I was talking about I called him Duchess. And it's been sitting on my mind for a while. So, let us have a look and see what the cards have got to tell us. And as you can see, I've got my mystical medley on the table. And what is that? Working, Eight of Pentacles, doing the same old, working craft. Okay, that doesn't answer the question, but in any case, has Harry got a preference and an enjoyment? And does he go both ways? And does he potentially, these cards are ready to talk. Is Harry, this is saying bye. There's nothing wrong with it. What happens in their bedroom is their story. It takes many things to make the world go round. And in a modern society like this, I don't even know why. Because he is a spare. Doesn't make any difference why. It should make a difference. It's not like he's going to be to the throne. And he has got his children. His children. And I've done a video about that. Let's see what the cards are going to say. Let's go, my friends. A star. Ten of Wands, a burden. Ooh, Death card. Change, moving over, new beginnings, something new. Ace of Wands. Okay. Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, let's quickly dissect these. Let's dissect these first ones. And the star here is telling me that is the Diana connection. There's a Diana connection here. But it's also him being a bright star and trying to be the star. But there's a heavy burden on him. There's a very heavy burden on him. And he feels almost, I almost want to say here, he feels trampled. He feels trampled by a burden that he's carrying. And it's almost telling me that people are begging not to trample. Not to trample. But he's almost feeling like he is going to be out of the gates, behind the gates, if this had to come out. This Ace of Wands. Look at this little character walking away from the palace, flying away on its broom. That is telling me that freedom flight. It's just coming, that freedom flight. He's moving away to freedom. Or so he thinks. Let's carry on here. It hasn't answered the question yet. The Ten of Swords. He feels like he can release burdens. He can release stress. And it's like, almost like, peace out, brother, peace out. And there's that orange. Let's carry on, because remember the question is has Harry got male interests? King of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, King of Swords. I'm going to put out some more cards here because it's the Emperor. Nine of Pentacles. Oh God, there we go. Let's just stop there let's stop here for a second. Let's stop here for a second. I know I always say that I don't read Harry as a King of Pentacles because he hasn't been a success yet. But then I've got the Knight of Swords here. And I've got the Emperor in reverse. And I've got the Nine of Pentacles here. And the Star. And the Burden. In this reading, I'm going to say yes. The King of Pentacles is Harry. Because he thinks he has made it. He's now away from the royal family. He's away from that life. Nine of Wands is looking at him, and that's William, the King of Swords. William is looking at Harry, and it's telling me that we need to look. William knows something. He's got the illumination. He knows. And look here. That finger there, like, I know. And he can cut through. But then I've got the Emperor here in reverse. And that's the King. The King. The King is not happy about something. The King might not know of the burden that Harry is carrying, but William knows. William knows the burden. William knows why he's moved. Because Harry thinks that it will be the end of things. Running away will be the end of things because he can be a shining star away from scrutiny. Nine of Pentacles. This is Madam. This is Marai. And Marai knows. And if Marai knows about his lifestyle choices, she can say that it will be the end of the King. Let's pull one last card. A tower moment. A tower moment. What did I just say? The end of the king. She is blackmailing, and that's why she's got a hold on him. That she's got a hold on him. I am going to pull a card from the bottom of the deck here, and I'm going to say, are we on the right track with the question that we've asked? Are we on the right track here? Because it's still not giving me 100% answer here. But are we on the right track with the question that we've asked, if Harry has got an eye for boys, other men? And I'm just going to pull this at random at the bottom. Upright is yes. Upright is yes. Looking. And look at the little boy there. It's a little boy. Almost like a little sailor boy. Okay. Let's see what's underlying. Oh, you can't make it up. There's Harry. Page of Pentacles. King of Wands. Page of Wands. Sad Squirrel. King of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Secret. Five of Wands. Knight of Wands. Nine of Swords. Let's stop there. Okay, I've pulled many cards here. Let's walk this back. Let's just take this one step back at a time. There's Harry. There's Harry. He is petrified. He has paid for boys. This Page of Pentacles. And I think he's got a thing for younger men in his earlier days. But he paid. He paid. This King of Wands here, look at all the kings on the table. That is what has just suddenly caught my eye. There is so many kings on the table. All the masculine energy. Somebody else knows the secret. And look at the fire energy here. Look at all the fire energy. He's afraid that if it comes out, it's going to burn him. And it's going to make him a very, very sad squirrel. But it's also telling me that he's a very sad person. Because he can't live the life that he needs to live. Because he is trying to keep it away from the king, his father. But he thinks... let's go. He thinks, with this emperor, he thinks that his father doesn't know. But, in fact, his father does know. Look at him looking here. But he's just turning a blind eye. He's turning a blind eye. Here's the balance. Here's the two faces. Look here. The two faces. This is his one life, his public life, and he's not very happy. And look here with this Page of Pentacles here. And that is when he's happy, at his happiest. That's when he's at his happiest. But it's a very, very tight-knit secret. Very, very tight-knit secret. And unfortunately the cow found out. Five of Wands. He's continuously juggling things. He's juggling things. And this Knight of Wands, it's absolute chaos. It's absolute chaos for him. Nine of Swords, and he just wishes that he can release the worries. He wishes, but he's afraid because of the crown and the celebration, and he feels like he's going to fall from glory. He feels like he's going to fall from glory if this ever comes out. Can you cards give me one answer? One answer. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Did we read the cards correctly? Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Did we read the cards correctly? Yes. We are being gaslit. We are being gaslit, yes. Upright is yes. I said upright, yes. Reverse, no. And this is all the ghosts in the cupboard. And look at him looking here at everything. And the snake knows all about it. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen knew. The Queen knew. Wheel of Fortune. Yep. Man, boy and girl, boy and girl. This is telling me no. Boy and girl. He doesn't prefer boy and girl. He prefers boys. And we are just spun in illusion. A break from tradition. A break from tradition, the traditional ways. This is not the palace, the Hierophant. This is telling me it's the break from the traditional way of doing things. The way he's got to present. And he wants to untie himself. He wants to untie himself from that secret. But he just can't. He just can't. Now, quickly on this. Now that we've got that answer, depending on what the members say in the community post, this video will go out members first, and then we will release it to all the subscribers and stuff. Let's have a look. I just want to ask the cards quickly. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Was that fight that William and Harry had? Was that fight that William and Harry had? Was the fight that William and Harry had about the fact that William knows, and he was telling Harry that he is making a big mistake, not just because he is marrying Marai, but because William knew that Harry will be extremely unhappy. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. The cards are ready. Let's pull this. No. No, it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. But I'm just going to pull another card here. Three. No, it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. It was definitely not about that. It was because William knew stuff about what was coming. This Queen of Cups. He knew that there was going to be emotional imbalance. He knew that there was going to be emotions. There's emotions involved in it. He was thinking emotionally, not rationally. He knew it was going to lead to poverty and being on the outside. He knew that it was going to be party, party, party. He knew that William knew that Harry would always try and steal the spotlight. And it was just a wish and a dream that he will release himself from whatever. And he knew he was going to just walk away. He knew he was just going to walk away. So no, that fight was not about that. And there we go. New beginnings. But he didn't realize it was going to be such a bully. He was going to be an absolute bully. He knew what was coming. William knew what was going to happen. He had the intuition. William had the intuition. What more can I say, my friends? That's all from me until I speak to you a little bit later on with another reading. What it's going to be about is a yes or no question, and that is a follow-up of the Doria question. Because I've seen a lot of comments, and I know it's been in the midst and whatever about been in jail, not been in jail, the missing years, everything else. But I'm going to ask the cards yes or no questions, specifically about these two specific questions. I know that she was involved with tax fraud and stuff like that, or not paying her taxes or something in those lines when she had a travel agency and stuff that Thomas Markle set up for her. But I've got another question that I'm going to ask. Keep an eye out for that reading and you'll see what I mean. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.